And Cheney was behind it. And so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee. For what they did, honestly, they should go to jail.
So you think Liz Cheney should go to jail?
For what they did.
Everyone on the committee, you think?
I think everybody anybody that voted in favor.
Are you going to direct your FBI director and your attorney general to send them to jail?
No, not at all. I think that they'll have to look at that, but I'm going to focus on drill, baby, drill.
All right, he says Liz Cheney should go to jail for what she did, but what she did was simply investigate the president while she was in Congress. Congress is supposed to act as a check on the president, but Donald Trump likes to undermine all of the checks and balances that exist within America, whether there are elections. He says they're rigged. Our courts are somehow rigged. And now he's threatening in a roundabout way to put Liz Cheney in jail. And imagine the chilling effect that creates on future investigative committees that want to investigate the president, that want to investigate a second Trump term. Imagine AOC leading this committee and seeing that Liz Cheney is in jail. It's the same chilling effect that the media sees, right? When Donald Trump threatens the media, and then you see them, Joe and Mika, kind of begin to bend the knee.
I think it's also, he's wiping his hands completely clean of any accountability that he has in going after all of his political figures. The entire campaign, all he was talking about was going after Adam Schiff, going after Nancy Pelosi, going after Kamala Harris, after Joe Biden. Kash Patel published an entire list of his book of government officials that he's going to go after. And for Donald Trump to just sit there and, all I'm going to do is drill, baby, drill, as if he's not sicking his rabid, foaming at the mouth attack dogs on everyone that's against him, is just insanity.
And it's like the most vile form of political doublespeak, because he says in one sentence that Liz Cheney should go to jail. She should go to jail for what she did. He doesn't actually say what she did. She should go to jail. And then he says in the next sentence, no, I'm not gonna throw her in jail personally. It's gonna be the DOJ investigating her. But like you said, the DOJ is full of the people that he personally appointed. It's so annoying, and he does this with almost everything. All right, Trump just did his first interview since winning the election, and he chose to do it with Meet the Press's Kristen Welker. Now, she asks some tough questions, but overall, Donald Trump just deflects. He says that he still has concepts of a plan. He says that he would like to see Liz Cheney go to jail. I break this all down with friend of the show, Arya, another Gen Zer who's been talking a lot about how we need to direct the Democratic Party towards an agenda that actually resonates with everyday Americans. So everyday Americans understand that the Democratic Party is the one prioritizing them. We had a great conversation. Check this out. Drop a like, subscribe. All of Arya's social medias will be in the description below. Make sure you go follow her, a brilliant up-and-coming Gen Z voice, and let's jump in.
Even with the DOJ, he's talking about putting in Kash Patel. How is he going to put in Kash Patel right now when Christopher Wray hasn't finished his 10-year term? He has to fire Christopher Wray. He has to fire Christopher Wray for good reason. I assume he's probably going to cry about how Christopher Wray went and found his bathroom files and in his Mar-a-Lago apartment or complex or whatever. He's going to grasp at straws just to fire him. It's going to be a whole thing, and Republicans are just going to sit there and go along with it while Kash Patel attacks everyone and anyone that says anything about Donald Trump.
Yep, and it's the rotating door of the Trump admin, because when he came in, he had to fire Comey to appoint Christopher Wray, and he told everybody, this is the guy, Christopher Wray has my back. This is the guy, and now a few years later, he's gone down such a rabbit hole that Christopher Wray is apparently a woke leftist or something, and Kash Patel is now the guy. He promises Kash Patel is the guy.
Yeah.
We should check out this clip of Donald Trump talking about healthcare. He gets asked by Kristen Welker if he still has concepts of a plan or if he's gotten the plan ready. Spoiler alert, he still has concepts.
And then he voted against. Nobody understands
Sir, you said during the campaign you had concepts of a plan. Do you have an actual plan at this point for health care?
Yes, we have concepts of a plan that would be better.
Still just concepts? Do you have a fully developed plan?
Let me explain. We have the biggest healthcare companies looking at it. We have doctors. We're always looking because Obamacare stinks. It's lousy. There are better answers. If we come up with a better answer, I would present that answer to Democrats and to everybody else, and I do something about it. But until we have that, or until they can approve it, but we're not going to go through the big deal. I am the one that saved Obamacare, I will say, and I did the right thing. I could have done the more political thing and killed it, and all I had to do is starve it to death.
You did try to have your Justice Department effectively kill it, though,
No.
sir.
kill it from a legal standpoint, but from a physical standpoint, I made it work.
First of all, what the hell does that mean? But secondly, everything he says in this clip is inherently contradictory. He says in one sentence that there are so many better ways to do Obamacare. There are so many better ways. And if we could find one of those ways, then we can put it through Congress. Dude, you just implied very heavily that you have a better way, then admitted right after that you don't. And he clearly doesn't. He's been talking about replacing Obamacare for 10 years, and he hasn't been able to do it. He also implies in that clip that he saved Obamacare. He just says, I saved Obamacare. You're the one that ran on repealing and replacing it. And then when John McCain did his thumbs down, you called him a rhino and bullied him relentlessly. So it's a total rewriting of history.
Complete revisionist history. The first time that I heard J.D. Vance go on that debate stage and say that the Trump administration saved Obamacare, I think my head exploded. I don't think that Trump could tell me what Obamacare even is. I don't think he could tell me the difference between Medicare and Medicaid. I think it's absolutely insane that he's trying to say that he didn't do the political thing as he's doing the political thing. The only reason why he did a complete 180 on the ACA is because he realized that Americans depend on it. The only reason why he's now appealing to the populace, oh, I'm going to take care of the working people now, is because it sells. He's only doing the political thing. That is all he's doing. And for him to just wipe his hands, I saved it from the standpoint of physicality. What does that even mean? You saved the physical Obamacare? What, as if it's like a trophy in the White House?
The document is intact, even if 45 million Americans had their health care stripped away. But it's like, also at a time when Americans are very clearly unhappy with our healthcare system, what Donald Trump does is put billionaires in his cabinet. Like, his cabinet is actually full of straight billionaires. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, billionaire after billionaire. So he sits there and says, there are so many better ways to do Obamacare. Let's just remove it and then figure that out later. Not understanding, or he probably does understand, that he's removing healthcare from 45 million Americans. His billionaire rich friends won't be affected. It's just insane to me that this dude was able to trick a lot of working class people into thinking that his oligarchical cabinet is the one that's going to help them.
There also is a clip of MAGA Mike Johnson, Trump's little Johnson, just a couple weeks ago on the campaign trail saying in an interview very clearly, no more Obamacare, no Obamacare. So it's not like Trump pundits and the Trump MAGA movement is a huge fan of Obamacare. It's purely political. Trump saying that he saved it, that he wants to take care of it, because everyone knows how important insurance is, obviously.
Yep, and just like broadly speaking, this dude has had almost 10 years to come up with a healthcare plan. He ran in 2015, 2016 on repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act, which a lot of people don't even seem to know the difference, but the ACA is the same thing as Obamacare. I saw this really funny post that was like, I voted so that Donald Trump could remove Obamacare. I hated Obama. I'm more of a fan of the ACA. And someone was responding like, you realize they're the exact same thing, right? But Donald Trump is right now appointing a bunch of billionaires to his cabinet. I mean, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, gave a bunch of money to his campaign. Vivek Ramaswamy, all of the people surrounding Donald Trump are billionaires. And he wants to cut healthcare away from 45 million Americans at a time when people are clearly unhappy with our healthcare system. I mean, say what you want, but the public reaction to that CEO dying, which I think some people took it too far, but I think it's indicative of a lot of people in American society feeling like they were screwed over by our healthcare system. That is just a fact. So for billionaire Donald Trump to now come in and want to repeal Obamacare with no plan to replace it is absolutely disgusting. Let's move on to this Hegseth clip really quickly. Donald Trump defends Pete Hegseth.
It looks like Pete is doing well now. I mean, people were a little bit concerned. He's a young guy with a tremendous track record, actually. He went to Princeton and went to Harvard. He was a good student at both, but he loves the military, and I think people are starting to see it. So we'll be working on his nomination along with a lot of others.
Since you bring him up, do you still have confidence in Pete Hegseth?
Yes, I do. I really do. He's a very smart guy. I've known him through Fox, but I've known him for a long time. And he's basically a military guy. I mean, every time I talk to him, all he wants to talk about is the military. He's a military guy.
Have you gotten assurances from senators that he's going to be confirmed? Do you
No.
think he can make it?
No, I think you will, yeah. I've had a lot of senators call me up saying he's fantastic.
You don't drink yourself.
No.
You've talked about how devastating drinking can be.
Yeah.
How concerned are you that the person who you picked for this top job at the Defense Department, at least according to those who've worked with him, has struggled with drinking?
But I've spoken to people that know him very well, and they say he does not have a drinking problem.
Oh, people said that. That's reassuring.
Do you think Donald Trump ever gets tired of carrying water? For him to say, she asked him, have you gotten confirmation from senators? No, but I have senators calling me and saying that he's fantastic. Huh?
Literally just making stuff up, number one. But also, I always say that if you put me in a lab and told me to create the worst person imaginable, I don't even think I could create someone like Pete Hegseth. Like, my mind couldn't even imagine somebody like Matt Gaetz. That wouldn't even be where my brain jumps to. Oh, like a sex trafficking dude in Congress who blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, Pete Hegseth's appointment is indicative of a broader problem within the Republican Party, where it's just Donald Trump can appoint rapist, abuser, all around him. Somebody's mother, Pete Hegseth's mother, said all the women in your life suffer, and Donald Trump's like, that's a perfect pick.
Yeah, and I mean, like, growing up is seeing the rise of Trumpism, right? I watched everyone around me get super, super red-pilled, and it's not even just the people that he's appointing, it's the people that he's endorsing, and the GOP as a whole. There's no incentive for any type of morale or good character. Like, you look at Mark Robinson, Trump still hasn't disavowed him, still hasn't retracted his endorsement of him after all of the leaks, after all of the racist comments, after all of the anti-Semitic, all of the, like, he's a Holocaust denier. And now we have Pete Hegseth with all of his sexual assault allegations, Matt Gaetz with his sex trafficking scandal, RFK Jr. with his allegations and his dead whale and his dead bear. What are these people that we're putting the best and the brightest? You could not convince me that these are the most qualified people in America to be at the heads of government right now. The fact that Donald Trump is just rewarding it over and over again, like, Republicans see all they have to do is kiss the ring. It doesn't matter what allegations you have. It doesn't matter if you can't pass an FBI background check. It doesn't matter if you probably wouldn't get security clearance in any type of government agency, whatever. We'll put you as DNI. We'll put you as Director of Defense. We'll put you in all of these head government positions because why? Because you love Donald Trump. That's all.
Yeah, that's a great point, especially about Mark Robinson. That dude literally likes to pee on his wife's sister while reading Mein Kampf, and that's like the least deranged Republican that Donald Trump has been put around him lately.
When they say make America great again, I guess they want like the misogyny from the 80s, the racism from the 60s, and maybe the hatred of minorities from the 40s, all in one. That is when America was great to them.
Don't forget the Aliens and Seditions Act of 1890.
Yeah, that perfectly loops back to 1890. Yep, that's when America was great, I guess. We can leave it at that. Pete Hegseth is a terrible person. Thank you for joining me, Arya. That was a fun chat.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, we'll do it again. See you guys.